Record? Yep, I'm recording. Hey, another vlog here. Think we're on vlog number 18, 17, something like that. So yeah, let's talk about physical versus digital games. So I personally love physical media. I like having physical games, and I like having physical movies, whether it's preferably VHS or DVD. And sometimes I'll make an exception for Blu-rays. Like recently I bought the Blu-rays for the Hobbit trilogy and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So, which I have like 3 physical Blu-rays of the Hobbit, but in the Lord of the Rings Blu-ray, I think it's like 3 movies. I can't remember because I hadn't opened it up in a little bit, but I think it was like only 1 disc, or maybe it was like 2 discs. And I was like thinking, oh, how come there's only like 3 discs for The Hobbit, but only like 1 or 2 for The Lord of the Rings? I mean, there's 3 Lord of the Rings, but I remembered that there's bonus features, like there's like the behind the scenes discs for The Hobbit, which I hate that that's not really much of a thing anymore, just like behind the scenes, because I do like seeing like behind the scenes, like what's the story of like how this movie came to be, and like, or for instance, like the Ghostbusters DVD that comes with like, you know, behind the scenes in the same disc too, but it comes with like concept art, like, oh, we were gonna go with this, but we kind of tweaked it, and now it looks like this. It looks so much better. So it's nice to see like what their ideas were. And as far as games is like a big thing when it comes to digital versus physical. I much prefer physical media because digital, it's like an admission ticket. So like you bought the game, you have the game, it's downloaded. Like, we're talking about digital. You have the game, but that's like only if they decide that they should keep it still. Let's say like Friday the 13th. Let's say you have a Friday the 13th game, and they're like, all right, well, the licensing like expired, and so now we're just gonna take it off because, you know, we can. Then your game is gone, and I don't think that you get your money back. Like, say like you spent like $50 for a game, and then it just gets taken away. I don't think you get your money back. So that really does suck. But a lot of games do, I think, nowadays require you to have like an internet connection. So it could be like you could have the physical disc, but then it's like, oh, well, it says here that, you know, we can't accept that, so whatever, that disc is useless. So I don't know what the future of physical media is going to be like for our consoles. Let's just hope it doesn't get too bad, where it's like you always need an internet connection so I can always check if that game is still available to be played. But yeah, I like to have physical games, but over time, since I play a lot of these games like all the time, they do like get worn out. The lasers in the consoles, they do get worn out. But thankfully, since they're like newer consoles, you can buy parts easily for maybe a good price, just depending on which console. But if it's like an older console, like a Sega Saturn, like how many Sega Saturn lasers are you gonna find? So I don't know. So digital is like an admission ticket, and physical is still like, I still prefer that. But thankfully, there's like, people have downloaded like the games like from the cartridge itself, so you have the actual ROM, and you can put it online, or if somebody's already put it online, you can just download it. It's so easy nowadays to mod stuff. Like I just modded somebody's PSP, and now I'm gonna be modding their PS Vita, and so all I have to do is just download, and then upload it to the PS Vita, and that's it. It's there. You can have anything you want. Like, you can even have all these Nintendo games. You can have Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Master System, all these games, and it's all you have to do is just download. Like, I downloaded a ROM pack, like a full ROM pack for Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, all the stuff. And it's just all the games right there. And it's just gotten so simple now. So if it ever does come to the time whenever all the physical media is just destroyed because of aging, and consoles just aging, then we still have the ROM packs. And I don't think that ROM packs will ever go away, or just like ROMs in general. I don't think they will ever go away, because people have, because sometimes companies will do like a scare where they're like, all right, well, we're gonna go after all these websites and take them down because like they have our games, even though they're like 20 years old, 30 years old, and that the only way you can get is if you have the physical cartridge or whatever, or if you just have it downloaded on like our new server, like our new like program. It's like, so people go ahead and download all these games so they have them backed up, and anytime that there's like a scare and they actually do take down, what's that? I got distracted. But if they do eventually take down all these like websites with all these ROMs, there's always going to be somebody, a bunch of people with this like hard drive full of all these games. So it'll never go away. And plus it'll get to a point where you'll know somebody will know somebody that has like all this stuff, and so now you have it, and so everybody can go to you now. So I don't think that ROMs will ever go away from websites. It did happen to where it was the case for movies. Now nobody's gonna have every single movie downloaded, because movies have gotten so big. I mean, like, take like the newest Spider-Man movie to like Young Frankenstein. I mean, it's the file is going to be significantly larger for Spider-Man, like the new Spider-Man, versus Young Frankenstein. I'm just using that as an example. I mean, it could be like Ghostbusters. It could be what's that space movie? Not Star Wars or Star Trek. That's gonna bother me. There's an old 50s movie. That's gonna bother me. I have the movie Forbidden Planet. But yeah, that's just an example. So yeah, digital sucks, but it can be a lifesaver whenever it's like older games and you just have it backed up like on a hard drive or something, and you can just play it on any console nowadays. I mean, my 2DS XL, I have like not all of the Nintendo games. At some point I will be putting all of them on there. But yeah, you can just play all the Nintendo games right there on your DS. So it's gotten so simple with modding stuff. So yeah, so it really just depends on the situation. Yeah, that's about it.